So I want to talk to you a little bit today about the Cook County Beverage Tax, and just to give you a little bit of information about what's out there. There's a lot of information that's out there that, they're saying that this is going to reduce obesity. This is going to help fill the budget for Cook County. And we've heard a couple of different messages that are a little bit at odds with one another. So I want to talk just a little bit about the Cook County Beverage Tax and then talk about those inconsistencies. So for those of you who've done research, there's a lot of inconsistencies in the tax itself. Like, you can go out and buy a Frappuccino freshly made, load that thing with sugar, no tax. But if you buy it already pre-made, that's taxed. So there's some inconsistencies even within the beverage tax and how it's written. But let's take a look. This is my rough map of Cook County and the surrounding area. So what you have now is you've got this tax that was implemented, and you've got a bunch of people who are sad about it, and you have quite a few people who are actually angry about this tax. And what these folks are doing is they are going out of the county to buy their beverages. Now you say, Adam, come on. Are people really going to be making that extra 10-mile trip to go get their beverages? Because they're not really going to save that much, and they're going to spend that in gas. Well, you know what? That's probably true, but I do know people who are going across the border, going into other counties, and they're not just buying their beverages, they're buying their weekly groceries. And so when they're buying their weekly groceries outside of Cook County, that's less tax revenue for Cook County. That's also more tax revenue for Indiana if they go over here, for Will, DuPage, Kane, McHenry, and Lake County as well. So you have that going on. And so, you're seeing these commercials that are going, this is going to reduce obesity, and we're going to change consumption habits. Well, you might be able to do that if you had a big Donald Trump wall that was around Cook County to keep everybody in Cook County in and force them to shop there. Then yeah, you might have a case. But right now, you can drive, people who live in Cook County work in Will, and they work in Indiana, and they work in DuPage. It's easy enough to stop by the grocery store, load up your car with some of your favorite sugary beverages or artificially sweetened beverages, which is also in the tax, which doesn't make a lot of sense either, because if we're looking at sugar, why are we looking at aspartame? I don't know. But anyway, so yes, there's arguments that aspartame is bad for you. I get that. But we're talking specifically about what the Cook County tax is supposed to be doing. So, you put this big wall around there, and yeah, okay, then, you can do that. But Cook County does not operate on an island, and I think that's where the Cook County commissioners lost sight of this, is that if you're going to do a beverage tax, then you really need to do it either statewide or nationwide in order to really, truly force people to switch their consumption behavior. So right now, you're hearing, oh, people aren't buying as much in here. This is being a success. Well, sure, it's a success. They're not buying it here. They're driving elsewhere to get it. So I don't know, is it really a success? If you're trying to reduce consumption in Cook County, I don't think you're really reducing consumption. I think what you've done is that you've just changed shopping patterns. I think it's just the patterns that people are going to buy their beverages and then their weekly groceries on top of that. That's what you're changing. The other thing that you hear Cook County talking about is that, and this was the initial messaging. Right now it's all about obesity and health, which you didn't hear up front. But right now, you're talking, they had I think it was like a $74 million budget. I don't know if that's exactly right. That was their shortfall. They needed that much more revenue in order to balance the county budget. So they decided this Cook County beverage tax would be the way to do that. We're going to reduce consumption. Now, I want you to think about that for a minute, because if you are taking the beverage tax and you're saying we are going to reduce consumption, a reduction in consumption means a reduction in sales. So if you're selling less, if that is your goal, but you also are trying to fill the budget with the money off of that tax, doesn't that seem a little inconsistent, where eventually you're going to drop sales so much, you're not going to make this, and you still have the budget hole. So it's really not going to fix the budget hole. So I think Cook County Board of Commissioners needs to take this and they need to look at this a little bit differently. Get some people in there who would be able to say, here are some different ideas. I'm not a big tax advocate, but if there are other ways that you can do this that don't hurt the consumer in Cook County, and B, don't hurt the local businesses within Cook County, and C, accomplish something with getting more dollars in the door if that's truly what you need. So that's my take on the Cook County beverage tax. Would love to hear your take in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to this channel and you like this video, please do. If you don't like this video, subscribe anyway.